Hey class, this is Eddie Knight with my Module 3 initial response video. This is going to be a little rough because I didn't see that we actually had prompts until I already made a video on sexism, which I'm going to post directly below this. Then you can watch if you want to. It's kind of long, a bit opinionated. I apologize for that. Um, so the first question is, what factors contribute to the persistent marginalization of LGBTQ individuals? My approach is going to seem a little nonsensical, but essentially, the social order, as we know it in Western societies, is organized around racial, ethnic, class, and gender inequalities. The book discussed the four characteristics of ideological control of gender. 1. Gender roles are social constructions. 2. Gender roles are based on heteronormativity. 3. The masculine and feminine roles are diametrically opposed, which is what that means is that masculine is strong and respected, and femininity is weak, not to be respected so much. And 4th, the creation and maintenance of social constructed gender roles is the use of violence to punish those who deny it, the use of force to maintain the sexist status quo. All that adds up to a patriarchy, which is a system and ideology that supports the dominance of men. And as far as this is pertaining, I'm essentially, this is not in a book, but from my experiences, the way that I think about gay men being marginalized in our society still is sort of like the perception I get coming from rural areas and from a religious background of the way that homophobic straight men perceive gays. First, manhood is demonstrated for other men's approval. This is almost not commonsensical. You'd think that we act the way we act to attract a mate, but in reality, we try to attract the best mate possible to prove ourselves among other men. It's alpha male bro dog stuff. It's we fight. The male equivalency of rams butting heads. Masculinity is respected and femininity is disrespected and marginalized, as addressed in the four characteristics in the previous slide. So, women are feminine, therefore women are marginalized. Here's where I apply this to, specifically gay men. I'm not necessarily talking about the LGBTQ community or mainly gay men and trans women, but gay men and trans women are perceived as feminine by homophobic men. Therefore, heteronormative homophobic men marginalize gay men and trans women as weak and not deserving of the respect of as a man. Men fight, we rape, we kill. However, I'm afraid that men or homophobic men just kind of perceive gay men as just more women. It's sad. I wish it wasn't true. Solution oriented as always. I think that women can fix this problem. Women can quit having babies with these people and giving them small humans to raise. You really do have the power here. The second question is, what aspects of identity intersect with the LGBTQ plus identities to enhance the negative effects of marginalization? It's a math problem, I think. Not to be insensitive, but the more minoritized target identities that you have, I think that the more marginalized that you're going to be. However, we do live in a stratified society, which suggests that even amongst class, say in the lower SES classes, straight men enjoy more privilege than gay men. The script can be flipped marginally. Say a gay white man working on Wall Street making $2 million a year will command more respect than a poor straight person, or a upper middle class gay doctor might enjoy more respect than like the straight janitor at the same hospital. However, the stratified part of that means that all things equal, in terms of marginalization, I default back to the first answer, to the first question in terms of that. You can also see it in straight acting cisgendered heteronormative presenting gay men. The kind that when they come out as gay to you, you're surprised to hear it. And although, most homophobic straight men still hold them in higher regard than, say, a very effeminate gay male who presents very femininely, there's still the lack of respect, or the respect decreases, even though nothing else has changed from 5 minutes ago when they told you that. A better answer to the question, though, comes from Bell Hooks, A Movement to End Oppression, from page 340. She's essentially writing about feminism, but she has a few sentences that I think interview or addresses intersectionality. She says other women from exploited and oppressed ethnic groups dismiss feminism because they do not wish to be perceived as supporting a racist movement. Feminism is often equated with white women's rights efforts. However, here's where it becomes relevant. Large numbers of women see feminism as synonymous with lesbianism. Their homophobia leads them to reject association with group identities as pro-lesbian. The book also addresses, following that lesbian, gay males, bisexual, and transgendered people are among the most despised people in the United States. So, in terms of intersectionality of those identities, I do think that some minoritized groups are reluctant to take another minoritized group on, and I feel that a lot of LGBTQ plus people have to choose identities. I mean, because as far as like a homophobic society goes, you may be a poor, disabled, elderly black man, but at least you're not gay. And having his own like discriminated against identities, he's probably not willing to pick up another target identity by supporting gay people. This is speculative though, as I'm completely unaware of the struggles of the LGBTQ community. Thank you very much, and I apologize as usual for this being so long.